Greetings! It's Monday, February the 16th, in the already significant year of 2026. I'm Thomas Caldwell of the Aurelian Column, and this is the Monday Morning Report. Why aren't you angry? Really, America, Western civilization, why aren't you angry? The Epstein files, which could be the unraveling of the mummy that is the evil that rules over all of us, responsible for much of the horror that's been occurring over the last several decades. People are horrified. They're so horrified they're in shock. And when people are in shock, they tend to not do anything except keel over. President Trump has told America to move on. The Attorney General of the U.S., the rather attractive blonde that we have in that position, she's said pretty much the same thing. You've had members of Congress that have said, well, if you knew the names that we saw, you'd be shocked. But they're not telling us the names, are they? No, we're way past the point of things being scary. We're way past the point of things being concerning. We're at the point where something's got to get done. In Virginia, where I find myself, it's a foregone conclusion that all of these rather insane gun bills are going to be passed into law, and the state will effectively become disarmed, except for the people that refuse to go along with the laws, which will probably not go well in a few places. People are concerned. People are monitoring the situation, but nobody really wants to do anything. Why is that? Are things so comfortable now that people don't really care about freedom, about sovereignty, about a government that will steal children? I should say a government that's run by people who will steal children. One of the things I found most horrifying personally, and I won't name the company, was it seems that a company that photographs children in school had ties to the late Mr. Epstein. What I found personally revolting is that my own child had been photographed some years ago when he was in elementary school by that company that collected photographs, personal details, contact information. That was horrifying. Thank goodness that he's safe and now much older and no one's really going to mess with him, but there's no end to this evil. And the reason why is most people are actually quite good. Most people are actually quite decent. Most people have morals. Most people believe that certain things result in consequences, but not those who have been lording over us for some decades now and still do. They need to be taken out of power by the most peaceful and effective means necessary, but they need to be taken out of power. Perhaps this is a good thing because it's going to wake up Americans and those in other nations from their complacency and realize that it is true that in order for evil to work its way in our world, good people just have to do nothing. I think it's about time we do something, though, don't you? There's a lot going on in the world today. You get to see the headlines just like I do. I don't want to keep reporting the same thing other people are reporting, except right now in the United Kingdom, it looks like Islamic law is being implemented in what was once the crown of Western civilization, Great Britain. The people at the head of our affairs, for whatever reason, do not mean for us to be happy or well. Former President Obama did shake things up a bit by talking about aliens. Maybe that was a good way to get things distracted for a while from the real horror that we're dealing with. No, Mr. President Trump, we're not going to get past the Epstein files. We're not going to get past what's in them. But we do have to get past the people that are in them. This is something that was never calculated by the elite that have so much to say in the running of our world. Let's not let this opportunity go to waste. This is time, as I said last week, for us to be meeting in our living rooms, talking about this, sharing the horror, and coming up with concrete plans for action, not discussion, not sending text messages out on social media or very clever memes. This is the time for the rubber to meet the road, or I should say the boots to meet the pavement. We don't need people to wake up. I think they already have. We need them to get out of bed, put on their clothing, and march out the door and take back the world that is rightfully theirs. Think of your not only children, your grandchildren, and generations yet unborn. They deserve to have a decent world to live in, and it's not beyond the realm of possibility for us to make that happen. In fact, it's our duty to make that happen. That's it for today. If you appreciate my work, please like, subscribe, and share. Share with your friends and share with your enemies. And don't forget, they are enemies, and enemies are very dangerous. I can be reached at feedback@aureliancolumn.com. That's feedback@aureliancolumn.com. I'm up on X. My handle there is MICCAMPEN. MICCAMPEN. I am up on other social media platforms, but not on Facebook. Never Facebook. And please consider a paid donation, a subscription. It'll help things move along, and I do need some new equipment soon. This podcast originates at Substack. My handle there is aureliancolumn.substack.com. Until we meet again, be good, be safe, be vigilant, and remember, Clown World, the deep state, and all the enemies of humanity that would do harm to children and enslave us all must be destroyed. Good day.